hey, I heard you're making a movie. We're great friends. Can I be involved? I'd love to just hang out and then make the movie with you. I've heard that before. And it's something you have to be careful of. When you're talking about making a movie with friends, the question that you always have to ask, does the talent exceed the friendship? That question has to be asked. You have to understand that if you're looking at movie making as a career that's going to pay your bills and your rent and your whatever, your expenses and all that stuff, and you're eating out, if you're looking at filmmaking that way, friendship comes second to someone that has the ability to do their job well. Like I've always said, the number one crew person you want to have is the person that's a nice person and great at their job. The number two is a person that's great at their job and may not be a nice person, okay? It's not the nice person that's bad at their job. That's the third. That's the one you don't want, okay? And then obviously the fourth would be the bad person who's also bad at their job. That's the one you fire no matter what, right? So the one that's bad at their job, but there's a good person, you might be able to get some support, get somebody else in there helping them, get them to learn. But you have to be really careful that, especially if you're in a friend group that's a bunch of filmmakers, and even if you're not, even if you're in a friend group where you have best friends that do anything for you and they love hanging out with you and you just always have a great time, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be great with your film. And also, when you're suddenly saying, all right, I'm doing this movie, everybody jumps on it. Everybody gets excited. A movie's exciting, right? So a movie is something really fun, and when you announce that you're doing it, people go, oh, dude, I'd love to do anything. Like, tell me what I'm going to do. And that could lead to problems in the future because, again, just hiring friends because they're your friends does not mean they'll be able to do their job as a line producer, a cameraman, the focus puller, any of those crew positions where you need significant talent to be able to pull those off. PA is fine. But even in that case, and PA, for those of you who don't know, is a production assistant, somebody who could just do the things, go over there, pick this up, help with the lights, blah, 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 whatever they're doing, which kind of becomes a grip as well. Even in that case, if it's a friend that's doing you a favor, you may not get the professionalism and the work that you need, the work output that you need. So what I'm getting at is this. Be careful. Be careful with friends always trying to jump on or glom on when you're doing a film. And I'm not saying they don't have your best intentions out there. But let's just say, for example, somebody says, oh man, I'd love to design a poster. Let's say they're a graphic designer and they say, I want to design a poster for your movie. Great. And then somehow the movie becomes the next Paranormal Activity. And now you've got this person saying, well, I did the movie poster. I want a piece of this. And now that person has become a problem when you allowed people to just infiltrate into your movie. A perfect example as well of this is a writer who wasn't even a writer. He was an editor that thought he was a writer. He was going to potentially direct a movie years ago for me. And I was a kid and I knew nothing really about the business. This is 20 years ago. And he was a friend. And he said, well, let's work on the rewrites together. I worked on the rewrites, did all this work, and I kind of had to hold his hand. And I wasn't even, I was a new writer at the time too, but the stuff he was suggesting was strange, and we put it in there. And then finally, the producer that was involved said that they didn't want him as the director. And he tried to take credit for the entire script, tried to say that he was the one that got the script to where it was. And meaning, what I was getting at was he was helping with the script at first, okay? It was like a friendship thing. Well, if I'm going to direct it here, let's work on the script, let's do that. And then it got to the point where this other producer came on that was more experienced and said, well, we can't have him directing this movie. And now he was kind of virally infiltrated into the script, and I had to now try to pull out the sections that were his and go, wait, which ones did I say? Which ones did he say? And there were threats on his side because he thought his writing was brilliant. And look, the long story short is I should have never done that. I should have got an agreement right away. Now this is veering into another territory of, even if it's your friend, get an agreement on paper. Okay, if you're a friend and we're going to be up and up here, let's just sign an agreement real quick so we can do this. But again, never hire a friend unless the talent exceeds the friendship. I have some friends that are incredibly talented. I'd hire any time. There are times where I don't know. I've seen them talented in other projects, then I hire them and they goof off or they're just not as good, and I go, well, not working with them again. I did the one thing. They were a diva or something like that. It's like, I'm not going to work with that person again. But I don't tell them that. They just are suddenly not on my list and they'll never know. But the ones that are your gold stars that you can always count on to be there and give their A game, no matter if it's acting or crew or whatever, those are the people that you do want to hire over and over again, and hopefully as you're on your way up, you can bring all those people with you. Hey everybody, quick pitch on the Movie Producer Mastermind at Filmmaking Stuff HQ. If you want to learn how to finance your film, make your film, and then sell it and distribute it, this is where you need to be. It's the ultimate resource for putting your movie together. If you want to make your dream come true, you're going to want to check it out. Also, hit like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. We put up new free content every week.